Nike just turned the NFL upside down with 5 words, only a matter of time. That was the cryptic message plastered across Nike's global platforms the moment Shedeur Sanders stepped onto the field for his Cleveland Browns preseason debut. It wasn't flashy, it wasn't long, but it sent the sports world into a frenzy. Within hours, hashtags exploded, highlight reels dominated Twitter feeds, TikTok reaction videos piled up, and YouTube commentators rushed to break down every frame of Shedeur's night. But here's the thing, this wasn't just a marketing move. This was Nike declaring war on the old way of doing business in sports. The NFL has seen rookies come and go, but never has a 5th-round pick been turned into the centerpiece of a billion-dollar brand strategy before he even played a regular season game. Shedeur Sanders is walking into uncharted territory, and Nike is betting the house on him. Let's break this down. Shedeur Sanders isn't just another quarterback. He's the son of Deion Primetime Sanders, one of the most iconic figures in football history. That shadow alone comes with weight, expectations, and controversy. But unlike most rookies, Shedeur had a head start. Back in college at Colorado, he signed an NIL deal with Nike. That meant before he threw a single NFL pass, Nike already had him in their system, grooming him, watching his every move, planning how to flip his image from promising college kid to full-blown NFL star. Reports confirm Nike timed their campaign to drop during his debut against the Packers. And what a debut it was. 14 completions on 23 attempts, 138 yards, 2 touchdowns, and 0 picks. Calm, controlled, efficient. The kind of performance that makes doubters hesitate. Suddenly the question wasn't, can Shedeur make it? But how far can he take this? The ad wasn't random hype. It was a carefully timed strike that made Shedeur feel like a chosen one. Within minutes, the NFL community split in 2. Supporters rushed to crown him the future, praising his composure, charisma, and presence. Critics blasted Nike for overhyping an unproven rookie, accusing them of manufacturing stardom before it was earned. That divide is what makes this story explode. The drama lives not just in Shedeur's play, but in the cultural storm around him. Let's talk about that storm, because Nike didn't just promote Shedeur, they turned him into a conversation you couldn't escape. Social media went nuclear. Twitter timelines flooded with clips of his debut. TikTok creators mocked, praised, and parodied him all in the same hour. Instagram Reels used his highlights for motivational edits. Even LinkedIn, yes, LinkedIn, buzzed with marketing professionals dissecting the strategy. And here's what nobody can deny. Nike's little 5-word ad got more attention than some players' entire careers. One rookie preseason drive managed to dominate the sports conversation for days. But this is where things get dangerous. For Shedeur, for Nike, and for the NFL. Because the higher you climb on hype, the harder the fall when reality hits. Rival brands are already panicking. Adidas execs reportedly scrambled to discuss countermoves, frustrated that Nike had once again stolen the culture. Under Armour is caught in the middle, trying to decide if they should double down on safe investments or swing for the fences with another young star. Puma, desperate for relevance in football, allegedly debated launching a fast-track campaign to counter Nike's strike. The message was loud and clear. Nike isn't waiting around for proof. They're crowning Shedeur now, daring the rest of the industry to catch up, or get left behind. And that gamble? It comes with massive stakes. Shedeur wasn't drafted in the first round. He wasn't hyped as the next Mahomes. He was a 5th-round pick. A developmental project by most standards, but Nike doesn't care about that. What they see is a quarterback who embodies the future. Media savvy, social media native, comfortable in front of the camera, polished with a mic in his hand, and bold enough to carry the Sanders legacy into a new era. If he succeeds, Nike looks like geniuses who bet on culture before stats. If he fails, Nike looks reckless, accused of forcing a star into existence. Either way, the story is bigger than football. And Shedeur, he's walking into a pressure cooker most rookies couldn't handle. Because every snap he takes now isn't just for the Browns. It's for Nike's billion-dollar bet. And every mistake he makes will be magnified tenfold by critics waiting to say, "Told you so." But if you think this is just about a sneaker ad, you're missing the bigger picture. This is about the clash between the old guard and the new era of sports. Traditionalists believe endorsements should be earned through championships and MVPs. Nike just proved that cultural relevance can come first, with performance almost secondary. And that shift? It's terrifying the establishment. And here's where the fire really starts. Shedeur's rise isn't just sparking debates on Twitter, it's igniting full-blown wars across the NFL landscape. Former players are already voicing frustration, saying a fifth-round pick doesn't deserve superstar treatment before proving anything. Analysts are questioning whether Nike is creating an illusion, a marketing machine built on Prime's last name rather than Shedeur's actual resume. Fans? They're split right down the middle. Half of them see him as the fresh face the league desperately needs, someone with style, charisma, and the audacity to embrace the spotlight. The other half think he's getting handed opportunities that more proven veterans never received. That's what makes this story sticky. It's not just about Shedeur, it's about what he represents, a generational divide in how we define greatness. And Nike, they're smart enough to know that division isn't a problem, it's profit. Because every angry tweet, every debate on ESPN, every barbershop argument about Shedeur versus the old way keeps the Nike swoosh front and center. Rival brands can't touch that. Adidas can sign a dozen athletes, but they don't have a Sanders. Under Armour can push campaigns, but they don't have a cultural lightning rod. Puma can talk strategy, but they don't have a quarterback who can trend worldwide after one preseason game. Nike knows it, and that's why they went all in. But let's not pretend this gamble is without risk. The NFL is ruthless. One bad stretch, one ugly loss, and the same people calling Shedeur the future will flip and label him a bust. Every throw he makes now carries the weight of a brand that's already crowned him. That's pressure most rookies never face, and it's pressure that can either crush a player or forge him into something bigger than the game. Shedeur's debut showed flashes, but flashes aren't enough. He's got to deliver week after week under a microscope, with teammates, fans, and critics dissecting everything. And the locker room? That's another battlefield. When a rookie gets star treatment, veterans notice. Resentment builds. Teammates wonder why a kid who hasn't proven himself is suddenly the face of Nike, while guys with years in the league grind in the shadows. Those dynamics can fracture a team, and if Shedeur struggles, you better believe whispers will spread fast. But here's where Shedeur separates himself. He's built for this. Since high school, he's lived in the spotlight. At Colorado, every game was under a microscope thanks to Coach Prime's presence. Shedeur learned to thrive with cameras in his face, critics in his mentions, and doubters at his door. That's what Nike is banking on. Not just his arm, but his mindset. His ability to turn criticism into fuel, to spin hate into engagement, to own the conversation even when it's ugly. That's not hype. That's strategy. And if you think this is just American hype, think again. Reports show Shedeur's buzz reached Europe, Asia, and Latin America almost instantly. Global fans who barely follow the NFL connected with his underdog story, his family legacy, and the Nike machine amplifying it. That type of international resonance usually takes superstars decades to build. Shedeur tapped into it in one weekend. That's cultural power, and it's why Nike doesn't care that he's unproven. Because in the attention economy, culture beats stats every time. But here's the looming twist. Nike's bet is either going to look like genius or disaster. If Shedeur performs, Nike will have rewritten the playbook, proving that marketing vision matters more than draft position, that relevance can come before results. If he fails, Nike risks burning credibility, proving critics right, and watching competitors pick apart the fallout. There's no middle ground here. And make no mistake, competitors are circling. Reports suggest Adidas is exploring signing rivals to counter the Sanders wave. Under Armour might pivot towards safer, team-first branding to distance themselves from Nike's gamble. Every brand is watching Shedeur's every move, praying for a stumble, waiting to capitalize. And yet, every stumble, every headline, every interception still drives clicks. Nike's gamble is so bold that even failure keeps them relevant. That's the genius and the danger of it. At the center of it all stands Shedeur, a rookie quarterback walking into an NFL season unlike any before. He's not just playing football, he's carrying a brand, a family legacy, and a cultural revolution on his back. Every touchdown he throws validates Nike's risk. Every interception feeds his haters. And every post, every highlight, every reaction keeps him trending, whether you love him or hate him. That's the new NFL. That's the new game. And Shedeur Sanders? He's not just in it, he's the face of it. So buckle up, because this story isn't over. It's